Welcome back to the Daily Quota. I'm your host, Nicholas Hill, and in today's lesson, you'll conduct a 360 feedback review. Now, let's think about what a 360 feedback review is. Most people, when they get feedback, they're getting it once a year from their manager through normally a performance review. And performance review has a lot of weight tied to it. When you think about what's going on in a performance review, normally it's tied to salary increases. It's tied to whether you're meeting or exceeding or not meeting expectations. They're going to look at metric and quantitative performance. There's a lot riding on it. And ultimately, you're getting feedback one way, from your manager to you. So a performance review is not actually the best way to get feedback. One of the best ways to get feedback is through what's called a 360-degree performance review. The goal of this is to collect feedback from your manager, your peers, your cross-functional partners, and your direct reports if you have any. And the reason that these are so powerful is, one, you're specifically asking for feedback for no reason other than that you actually want to get feedback. So people are going to be far more likely to put thought into it. They're not going to be thinking of it as a checkbox exercise. And two, when you think about a 360 review, you normally get to choose everyone that you work with. So instead of it just coming from your manager, it's coming from your peers, your SC, your CSM, your SDR, your cross-functional project partners, your direct reports, and you're able to get a true 360-degree view of how you're doing. So let's talk a little bit about how to hold a 360 feedback session. The first thing that you want to do is you want to make a list of everyone whose opinion you trust, who you work with regularly. And you want this to come from multiple angles. And the benefit of a 360 feedback review is you should be asking each individual for different types of feedback based on your relationship with them. So if it's your manager, you can ask about how coachable you are. You can ask about how you're performing. You can ask about what you can do to continue improving as a good employee. If it's a teammate, you can ask about your communication skills, collaboration skills, teamwork skills. If it's a cross-functional partner, you can ask about the specific projects that you've worked on and where you could have engaged more, or things that they noticed about your working style, because typically those are kind of second sets of eyes, right? And if it's your direct report, you can ask them about your leadership style. Are you a fun person to work with, work for? Do they feel like they've been given specific and clear direction? Are they proud to work on your team, right? You can ask them questions that will help you from a leadership perspective. So you should be including your manager, your peers and teammates, your cross-functional teams, and your direct reports if you have any. Now, the way that you actually conduct a 360 review varies. Most people will do these in person, one-on-one. So I've personally conducted 2 feedback reviews in my career. And what I did was I just met with the people I was getting feedback from because I trusted them and I chose people that I knew would give me honest, constructive feedback. If you don't feel like one-on-one in person is the right way to do it, you can also request 360 review feedback over email or through Google form. And the benefit of doing email or Google, the benefit of doing Google form or something like SurveyMonkey is that you can collect anonymous feedback. And we'll talk about why that's important as well. So make a list of the people you want to get feedback from. Send them all an email or requesting either a meeting with them to let them know what you're doing, what the 360 feedback review is about, and let them know that you're looking to get honest feedback that you can action on to improve your career. Cool. So then once you get in that call with them, you should let them know that the goal of this is transparency and honesty. So if someone is not willing to give you constructive feedback, there's no point in even doing the exercise. The goal is for you to meet with them to understand kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly about your style so that you can improve on it. So either collect anonymously or if you're collecting in person, let them know that they can be candid. And then, more importantly, follow up on that. Right? Follow up on that promise by not taking it personally. follow up on that promise by leaving your ego at the door, by understanding that all of this is in service of helping you to improve. So if you do a 360 review and then you're creating grudges against people, or you start to pull away from people because of something they said in that review, then ultimately no one's going to trust you to give you feedback in the future. And that's not good. So conduct your 360 feedback review either in person or via form, and then look for trends. Take notes, upload your transcripts to AI and ask it to develop some actionable next steps for you. Look and see, what are the quick wins? What are things that I'm doing that can help me to improve, right? Some questions, just like as a pro tip, 2 things that I like to ask people when I'm doing a 360 review. 1, whenever you and I get off a call together, what is the first thing that you're like, ugh, I wish he hadn't done X, right? What are the Slack messages that you have with people behind my back where you're basically saying like, man, I love Nick, but I cannot stand when he does Y, right? Those are the things that I want to know about in a 360 review. And I won't be able to improve on them unless I know about them. So give me the full scoop, right? So those are some questions that I would typically ask. Once the performance review is over, you want to take notes, you want to look for trends, and then the final step here is to create an action plan. You want to create an action plan of at least 2 to 3 actions that you're going to take in order to improve upon yourself and your career based on the feedback that you've received. Let me make sure I've covered everything in my notes. Yeah, analyze it. When you're analyzing the feedback, you should be separating constructive feedback from personal opinions, right? So look for things that are actionable. Because not every piece of feedback is going to be something that you can action on. So make sure that you're taking specific steps. And then at that point, you want to share your action plan with your manager. Another thing that I find helpful is to just share it back with the people that gave you feedback. So after a 360 feedback session, I will normally send thank you notes to everyone that participated. And I will also let them know these are the actions that I developed based on the feedback that I received from everyone around me, right? And sometimes I'll encourage them to keep me honest. And this has always helped me in my career. And in fact, some of the compliments that I've received in 360 feedback sessions have stayed with me for a long time. And they're just so nice to think about and show you that you're on the right track. So, all right. Now it's your turn. Your assignment is to conduct a 360 review by following the steps we've outlined. You're going to identify the people who can give you honest feedback. You'll send out requests via email for a meeting or to fill out a form. You'll create a safe environment for honest responses and make that clear up front what you're using this for. You'll collect and organize the feedback, and then you'll create an action plan to improve based on the insights that you've gathered. Work with your mentor, manager, new hire buddy. Ask if they've ever done this before. You can also include them in the 360 feedback, which you should. And your study guide will walk you through this process in more detail. And that's it for today's lesson on the Daily Quota. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.